Greetings from Christian News and Interviews. This is going to be a very quick um, video. I want to talk about this latest bizarre killing that was caught on video. I don't know whether or not the killer is an American or not, but let me read this. Okay, now this article is from a Nigerian newspaper called The Herald. And the reason I'm using this newspaper is because I looked up this story on American newspapers. And American newspapers are not mentioning this woman's career or why it is that she was out walking the streets at 2:00 in the morning. So here goes. Lady killed by Nigerian man in Houston, alleged to be a prostitute who robbed him. Now, this is the Nigerians' take on it, okay? More indications have emerged concerning the circumstances leading to the alleged killing of a 26-year-old lady, Jasmine James, by a 22-year-old Nigerian man, Chiedozie Amadi, in Houston, Texas. Okay, in a statement, Houston police said witnesses told officers Amadi appeared to intentionally strike the victim with his vehicle as she walked on the sidewalk, causing the vehicle to flip over. Now, if you saw the video, which is all over the internet, I'm not going to play it here. It's too gruesome. But it's all over the internet. If you saw it, there's no question that he hit her so hard this vehicle flipped, and then he jumped out and started to beat her with a pole. And he was making grunting sounds of hatred as he was beating her with the pole. Unconfirmed reports say James was a sex worker and Amadi was her client. It was said that things went awry between the duo when James allegedly stole a yet-to-be-identified object from him and made away with it. Amadi reportedly traced her with his car and caught up with her, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, start beating her with a metal object. It was not immediately clear if an altercation occurred at the scene before Amadi hit James with the vehicle. Meanwhile, a magistrate set Amadi's bail at $2 million, so they aren't playing with him. If convicted, he faces 5 to 99 years in prison. Okay. Okay, so this is clearly a gruesome and very disturbing situation. I don't mention that she is an alleged prostitute to judge her. I mention it because we're in a world that has gone plumb crazy. Every time I turn on the news, some other bizarre incident is or has occurred. In a world that has gone totally insane, the last thing we need to do is put ourselves in deeper danger by engaging in this street walking activity. Just last week, I read about an 18-year-old who got into a young man's car. She tried to get back out because I guess she noticed right away something was wrong. He pulled her back in, and when they found her a few hours later, she was gone. He had killed her that quickly. She was also a sex worker. That is a very dangerous job. I would not urge anybody to go into that line of work. Beautiful women are throwing their lives away, putting themselves in jeopardy in a line of work that has no positive advantages, exposing themselves to diseases, exposing themselves to serial killers, exposing themselves to stalk raving maniacs, assuming that Chiedozie Amadi, the Nigerian, assuming that he really did do what he's been accused of doing, and we did see it on the video, that man is a stalk raving maniac. And if she were not in this line of work, she would not have been exposed to him. I'm not here to blame, but what I am here to do is to say we need to do whatever we can to protect ourselves and to keep ourselves out of the line of danger. And prostitution puts people directly into the line of danger. So if you know anybody who's in that dangerous line of work, please, for God's sake, remind them that we're now in a nation where people are walking off their jobs. So there are plenty of jobs available. And you're better off collecting a welfare check than you are out there prostituting yourself. So if you are a young lady prostituting yourself or thinking about it, please don't. Please love yourself enough not to. Pimps are not your friend. They're your enemy. Don't allow some man to pimp you out, and don't pimp yourself out. The young lady who died last week, beautiful young lady. She could have been a model. Absolutely stunning young lady. And then this young lady who just passed away, beautiful young lady who met a tragic end. So I'm going to bring this quick video to a close. I just wanted to say that it's dangerous out there. People like Chiedozie Amadi, who may or may not be in this country legally, they hate women. They're disturbed. Many of them are maniacs, mentally ill. 2 o'clock in the morning, ladies, the only place you need to be is at home in your comfortable bed. You don't need to be out there dealing with the likes of a Chiedozie Amadi. I will be keeping up with this situation, this case, and I will come back and discuss it with you all at a later date. Stay tuned.